10. Celebrity plastic surgery disasters you won't believe are real today, then and now, 2025. Behind Hollywood's glittering lights lies a terrifying truth. Plastic surgery doesn't always create perfection. Sometimes it destroys it. From legendary icons to modern stars, countless celebrities have gone under the knife, chasing beauty only to face devastating consequences. Scars, regrets, careers ruined, and lives forever changed. These are the haunting realities you were never meant to see. In this video, we expose 10 shocking celebrity plastic surgery disasters that will leave you questioning everything about fame and beauty. Before we begin, hit like, share, and subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence so you never miss the next untold story. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the undisputed king of pop, remains one of the most legendary figures in music history. His groundbreaking albums like Thriller and Bad set global records that may never be broken. Yet alongside his meteoric rise came a deeply personal struggle that played out on his very face. Michael's changing appearance became one of the most discussed and tragic celebrity transformations of all time. In the early 1980s, Jackson was a handsome young man with afro-textured hair, a broad nose, and a magnetic smile that captivated fans. But by the mid-1980s, subtle changes began to appear. His nose looked narrower, his skin lighter, and his jawline more defined. Michael admitted to undergoing at least 2 rhinoplasties after an accident during a stage performance, insisting they were for medical and breathing reasons. However, experts and biographers estimate he may have had far more, possibly 4 to 6 nose surgeries across his lifetime. By the 1990s, the transformation accelerated. Michael publicly revealed he suffered from vitiligo, a skin condition that causes depigmentation, which explained his increasingly lighter complexion. To manage it, he used makeup and skin treatments, though tabloids often accused him of deliberately bleaching his skin. His jawline and cheekbones appeared sculpted, sparking rumors of implants or fillers. Fans around the world were torn between admiration for his artistry and concern for his well-being. Psychologists who studied his life suggest that childhood trauma, relentless media scrutiny, and body dysmorphic disorder may have influenced his choices. Michael grew up under an abusive father who often mocked his appearance, especially his nose. Those early wounds may have planted the seeds of insecurity that surgery could never heal. By the early 2000s, his face had become almost mask-like, thin nose, high cheekbones, a sharply pointed chin. The once vibrant performer now seemed fragile, his appearance overshadowing his artistry. Despite this, he continued to perform, proving that his talent transcended image. His This Is It tour rehearsals in 2009 showed flashes of the old brilliance, but he tragically died that same year, leaving the world in shock. Michael Jackson's story is more than a tale of surgical excess. It is a reminder of how fame, trauma, and impossible beauty standards can collide with devastating results. His face became a canvas of both reinvention and suffering, reflecting the enormous pressures he carried until his final days. Ultimately, his music remains immortal, but his transformation stands as one of the most haunting reminders in celebrity culture. When the pursuit of perfection becomes endless, the true self can be lost in the process. Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim, often crowned the queen bee of hip-hop, changed the game in the 1990s with her fierce lyrics, unapologetic sexuality, and bold fashion. She was more than just a rapper. She was a cultural icon who opened the door for countless women in a male-dominated industry. But alongside her musical dominance came a transformation that shocked even her most loyal fans, a journey through cosmetic surgery that turned her from trendsetter to tragic example. In her early years, Lil' Kim's beauty was undeniable. Her caramel complexion, expressive eyes, and charismatic smile helped define her image as both glamorous and fearless. Yet behind the confidence was a woman scarred by insecurity. In interviews, Kim admitted to abusive relationships where she was told she wasn't pretty enough, or was compared unfavorably to other women. These wounds, deeply personal and painful, became the seeds that fueled her reliance on surgery. By the early 2000s, fans noticed the changes: a narrower nose, lighter skin tone, and altered facial structure. Critics speculated about multiple rhinoplasties, cheek fillers, and skin bleaching treatments. As years passed, the once vibrant rapper appeared almost unrecognizable. Her round features gave way to sharp angles, and her natural skin tone seemed replaced with a pale, almost porcelain hue. Tabloids began labeling her transformation as one of the most shocking in hip-hop history. Kim herself defended her choices, insisting they made her feel more confident and comfortable in her skin. But the public backlash was relentless. Commentators accused her of erasing her natural beauty, while others saw her as a victim of impossible beauty standards placed on black women in entertainment. The pressure to look flawless, to compete with Eurocentric ideals of beauty, and to maintain relevance in a ruthless industry all seemed to converge on her face. Despite the criticism, Lil' Kim continued to reinvent herself. She performed, released music, and even became a mother, embracing her role beyond the stage. Yet every public appearance reignited conversations about her surgeries, rather than her contributions to music. For older fans who remembered her groundbreaking debut Hardcore in 1996, it was painful to reconcile the fearless young woman of the past with the fragile figure who stood before cameras decades later. Lil' Kim's story is not simply one of bad plastic surgery. It is a cautionary tale of how fame, abuse, and societal pressures can distort self-perception. Her face became a battlefield where personal trauma met public judgment. While her music will always be celebrated, her transformation stands as a haunting reminder that confidence cannot be manufactured in a surgeon's office. It must come from within. LaToya Jackson. LaToya Jackson, the fifth child of the legendary Jackson family, was once poised to carve her own identity apart from her famous siblings. With her soft beauty and distinct voice, she pursued both music and television, striving to escape the massive shadow of Michael and Janet. Yet instead of becoming a star in her own right, LaToya's name became synonymous with controversy, and her face a striking example of how cosmetic surgery can rob someone of their natural charm. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, LaToya was celebrated for her radiant features, high cheekbones, warm brown skin, and a captivating smile. She appeared effortlessly glamorous in photo shoots and on television, her look a reflection of the natural beauty admired during the era. But as Michael's own appearance began to change, comparisons between the siblings grew louder. LaToya, perhaps influenced by both family pressures and industry standards, soon followed the same path. By the 1990s, her face showed significant alterations. Multiple rhinoplasties had left her nose unnaturally thin, her cheeks appeared over-sculpted, and her overall look seemed eerily similar to Michael's, so much so that tabloids cruelly nicknamed her his mirror image. Instead of standing out as an individual, she became trapped in the narrative of surgical mimicry. Public perception was merciless. Critics argued that she had erased the very features that once made her unique. Her beauty, once warm and approachable, became sharp and distant. For many, it was painful to watch a woman once celebrated for her individuality lose it under the surgeon's scalpel. Beyond the surgeries, LaToya's personal life was marked by further struggles. A troubled marriage, battles for independence, and efforts to regain control over her career. Each attempt to step back into the spotlight was clouded not by her talent, but by discussions of her changing face. For older fans, seeing her transformation was less about shock and more about sadness, a reminder of how fragile self-image can be under relentless public pressure. LaToya remains a part of the Jackson legacy, appearing occasionally on reality shows and family projects. Yet her story has become a cautionary tale, echoing the dangers of pursuing beauty at the cost of authenticity. LaToya Jackson's transformation is not simply a plastic surgery disaster. It's a reflection of how fame, family comparisons, and impossible expectations can distort even the strongest sense of self. Her journey reminds us that the true tragedy isn't the surgeries themselves, but the loss of confidence and identity that often follows them. Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson, the youngest of the legendary Jackson family, carved out her own empire in music, film, and fashion. With global hits like Control Rhythm Nation and All For You, she earned her status as a pop icon, celebrated for her electrifying performances and distinctive style. But beyond the stages and sold-out tours, Janet also lived under a microscope. Like her brother Michael, her appearance became the subject of endless speculation, and her choices with cosmetic surgery drew both fascination and concern. In her early career during the 1980s, Janet was admired for her natural beauty, expressive eyes, soft features, and a radiant smile. She was relatable yet glamorous, embodying a new generation of Black female empowerment and entertainment. Yet as the years passed, subtle changes sparked rumors. Her nose appeared slimmer, her chin more defined, and her overall look increasingly sculpted. Surgeons and critics speculated she had undergone rhinoplasty jawline work and possible fillers. By the late 1990s and 2000s, the whispers grew louder. Every red carpet appearance was dissected, every photo compared to her earlier days. Some fans expressed disappointment, arguing that the surgeries made her look less like the vibrant young woman they first fell in love with. Others defended her, insisting she had the right to choose how she wanted to look. Janet herself rarely spoke directly about plastic surgery, maintaining a private stance. However, she did open up about the immense pressures she felt growing up as a Jackson. Constant comparisons, industry beauty standards, and the weight of carrying a famous last name surely played a role in shaping her decisions. Unlike her brother Michael, she never became unrecognizable, but the evidence of surgical alterations remained part of her evolving public image. Beyond cosmetic speculation, Janet also endured harsh scrutiny after the infamous 2004 Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction, which overshadowed her artistry for years. This incident, combined with the gossip about her changing looks, often painted her as a symbol of controversy rather than the legendary performer she truly is. For many, it was heartbreaking to see such a gifted artist reduced to debates about her appearance. Still, Janet's resilience has always been her defining trait. She returned to the spotlight multiple times, released new music, and performed worldwide tours that reminded audiences of her unmatched legacy. Her journey reveals both the cost of fame and the struggle of navigating identity in an industry obsessed with perfection. Janet Jackson's story is not simply one of surgical missteps. It is a mirror of the impossible standards faced by women in entertainment, where talent can be eclipsed by looks, and natural beauty is never enough. Her transformation, though far less extreme than others in her family, still leaves us reflecting on the price celebrities pay when the world demands constant reinvention. Kanye West. Kanye West is often described as one of the most influential and controversial figures of modern music. From his groundbreaking albums like The College Dropout to his fashion empire with Yeezy, he built a legacy that blends artistry, ego, and reinvention. But hidden beneath the success lies a painful chapter that connects directly to the darker side of cosmetic surgery, a chapter that cost him more than just confidence. It cost him his mother. In 2007, tragedy struck when Kanye's beloved mother, Donda West, died following complications from cosmetic procedures, including liposuction and breast reduction. Her passing devastated him, marking a turning point in his life and career. Kanye later admitted he blamed himself, believing his fame and money enabled those surgeries. Her death would haunt him for years, influencing his music, his relationships, and his battles with mental health. Kanye himself also went under the knife. In 2016, during a candid interview, he revealed that he had undergone liposuction to avoid media scrutiny about his weight. He confessed that the pressure of being in the spotlight and his fear of public ridicule pushed him into the operating room. Ironically, the same surgery he sought for confidence led to a dependence on painkillers, a spiral that worsened his mental health struggles. If someone as powerful and successful as Kanye feels forced into surgery to meet public expectations, what hope does the average person have against society's beauty standards? Kanye's admission shocked fans not because surgery was uncommon, but because it revealed how even the most confident-seeming stars suffer under constant judgment. The man who once projected unstoppable bravado was in reality hiding deep insecurities. His honesty about liposuction and painkiller addiction shed light on the hidden dangers of cosmetic surgery, not just physical risks, but the psychological toll it takes on those already under immense pressure. For many, Kanye's story is intertwined with Donda's. Her death remains one of the most tragic reminders of the risks involved in elective surgery. His own admission years later showed how pain and image obsession can perpetuate a cycle across generations. Together, their stories highlight how fame magnifies insecurities and makes cosmetic surgery less about choice and more about survival in the public eye. Kanye West may be celebrated for his genius, but his connection to plastic surgery disasters is inseparable from his legacy. His journey reminds us that no amount of success or wealth can protect against the dangers of chasing perfection. Behind the bravado lies a man who suffered loss, pain, and regret, all tied to the surgeon's scalpel. Cardi B rose from being a Bronx stripper to a Grammy-winning rapper with global hits like Bodak Yellow and I Like It. Her unfiltered personality and unapologetic honesty made her relatable to millions. Yet while her career skyrocketed, her openness about cosmetic surgery revealed the darker side of the beauty chase, a story filled with both empowerment and regret. From the start, Cardi was candid about altering her body. Unlike many celebrities who deny cosmetic procedures, she admitted to having illegal silicone butt injections at just 21 years old, performed in a basement by an unlicensed provider. The procedure, she later confessed, was incredibly painful. She couldn't even sit properly for weeks. Though it gave her the curvier figure she desired, it also left her vulnerable to serious health risks, infections, and complications. Cardi herself warned young women not to follow her example, calling it one of the most dangerous decisions of her life. Her honesty didn't end there. It didn't end. She also admitted to breast augmentations and later multiple rounds of liposuction. After giving birth to her daughter Culture in 2018, Cardi underwent additional procedures, explaining to fans that she wanted to restore her body after pregnancy. But instead of praise, she faced intense criticism, with many arguing she was setting unrealistic expectations for her young fan base. The rapper's willingness to share both the glamorous and painful sides of her journey struck a chord. She revealed that after one round of liposuction, she was forced to cancel shows due to complications. "I should have just worked out," she told fans, a moment of regret that highlighted the real risks behind quick fixes. Cardi's story illustrates how fame amplifies insecurities. Despite her success, wealth, and millions of admirers, she still felt the pressure to look perfect. In an industry where appearance is constantly judged and women's bodies are public property, even one of the world's most confident performers found herself risking her health in pursuit of beauty. Yet Cardi's case is also a story of resilience. By speaking out, she turned her mistakes into cautionary lessons for others. Her journey shows that even celebrities can suffer under the surgeon's knife, and that transparency, even when messy, can spark important conversations about self-image, safety, and acceptance. Cardi B will always be remembered as bold, fearless, and brutally honest. But her transformation also stands as a warning: confidence cannot be injected or sculpted. True empowerment begins when we learn to embrace our flaws without putting our lives on the line. Blac Chyna born. Angela White burst into the public eye as a dancer turned model, before becoming a household name through high-profile relationships, reality television, and her entrepreneurial ventures. Known for her striking looks and bold personality, she quickly became both admired and criticized as a symbol of the Instagram body era. Yet behind the glamorous photo shoots and lavish lifestyle was a painful reality: years of extreme cosmetic alterations that left her physically scarred and emotionally exhausted. From her early 20s, Chyna admitted to enhancing her body through surgery and injections. Among the most notorious choices were her illegal silicone buttock injections, a dangerous procedure popular in underground beauty circles. She later revealed that the injections caused severe health risks and complications to the point where doctors warned they could be life-threatening. After enduring years of pain, she finally underwent surgery in 2022 to remove nearly 4 liters of toxic material from her body. Her transformation didn't stop there. Blac Chyna also underwent multiple breast augmentations, often increasing and then reducing her size, depending on public image and personal desire. Combined with facial fillers, jawline sculpting, and lip procedures, her look became unrecognizable compared to the fresh-faced young woman who first entered the spotlight. The constant alterations left her a target of ridicule, with tabloids branding her a plastic surgery disaster. By 2023, Blac Chyna began a very public reversal journey. She dissolved her facial fillers, reduced her breast implants, and proudly shared the process with millions of followers. She admitted that her previous decisions were driven by insecurity, peer pressure, and the desire to embody an artificial beauty standard promoted by social media. Her honesty struck a chord, sparking conversations about the dangers of quick-fix cosmetic work and the toxic culture of body image online. For many fans, her transformation back to a more natural look symbolized growth and healing. Instead of clinging to the exaggerated image that once made her famous, she chose health, authenticity, and self-respect. Still, the scars, both physical and emotional, serve as lasting reminders of the risks she endured. Blac Chyna's story is a modern parable of fame and beauty in the digital age. It reveals how quickly young women can be consumed by unrealistic standards, and how even those who appear confident may be silently battling insecurity. Her courage to step back from the extreme makes her not only a warning, but also a beacon for change. In the end, Blac Chyna's legacy may not be her perfect Instagram body, but her decision to reclaim her true self, a powerful reminder that real beauty is never built in a surgeon's office. Tara Reid. Tara Reid was once one of Hollywood's most promising young actresses. With her girl-next-door charm and breakout role in American Pie 1999, she quickly became a household name. Audiences adored her carefree energy, blonde beauty, and effortless appeal. But as the pressures of stardom grew, Reid's career path took an unexpected detour, one that would be remembered less for her acting and more for the devastating results of cosmetic surgery gone wrong. In the early 2000s, Tara pursued plastic surgery to enhance her figure and maintain her place in the competitive Hollywood spotlight. She underwent liposuction and breast augmentation, but the results were disastrous. Instead of subtle improvements, the surgeries left her body uneven, scarred, and misshapen. She openly admitted that her stomach looked like a rippled mess with lumpy, sagging skin that destroyed her confidence and subjected her to cruel tabloid ridicule. The consequences went beyond physical scars. Tara's career, once on the rise, began to stall. Casting directors grew hesitant, and instead of being remembered for her roles, she became the subject of late-night jokes and harsh headlines. For someone who had once embodied youthful Hollywood beauty, the transformation was devastating. By 2006, Tara tried corrective surgery, determined to repair the damage. While the results helped restore some confidence, the stigma never fully disappeared. She admitted in interviews that the ordeal took a toll on her mental health, fueling insecurities and making her hesitant to appear on red carpets. At one point, paparazzi photos of her botched procedures circulated online, cementing her image as one of Hollywood's most infamous plastic surgery disasters. Yet Tara Reid's story is also one of resilience. In recent years, she has worked steadily in independent films and television, slowly reclaiming her narrative. She has also spoken out about the dangers of rushing into cosmetic procedures and the importance of finding skilled, ethical surgeons. By sharing her painful truth, she turned personal humiliation into a cautionary tale for others. For fans who remember her bright beginnings in American Pie and Josie and the Pussycats, Tara's transformation is bittersweet. It highlights how quickly fame can turn and how the pursuit of perfection can strip away not just beauty, but identity and opportunity. Tara Reid's journey stands as one of Hollywood's most notorious surgical tragedies, not because she chose to enhance her body, but because her choices collided with an industry that feeds on perfection while punishing imperfection. Her legacy is both heartbreaking and instructive. Beauty is fragile, fame is fleeting, but strength lies in surviving what was meant to break you. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams built an empire on her outspoken personality, sharp wit, and fearless commentary. From radio DJ to daytime TV's most controversial host, she earned the nickname Queen of Hot Topics. Audiences tuned in not just for celebrity gossip, but for her raw, unfiltered take on fame and life. Yet as her career soared, Wendy's personal relationship with cosmetic surgery became one of her own most talked-about topics, and one that revealed the hidden costs of chasing an image under the spotlight. Unlike many celebrities who deny enhancements, Wendy was always upfront. She admitted to her first breast augmentation in 1994, saying it boosted her confidence. Over the years, she maintained her implants and continued to embrace cosmetic procedures, often joking about them on air. But as time went on, her choices drew scrutiny. Fans noticed her face appeared increasingly sculpted with fillers and Botox, altering the natural expressions that once made her so relatable. Her honesty about body image was refreshing, but also deeply revealing. Wendy admitted she had struggled with self-esteem since childhood, often feeling she didn't fit the Hollywood mold. She openly discussed undergoing liposuction and tummy tucks to achieve the look she wanted. But the surgeries didn't always go smoothly. She revealed complications, lingering pain, and insecurities that no amount of enhancement could fix. Her vulnerability struck a chord with fans who appreciated her candor, yet the tabloids often turned her honesty into ridicule. As her health began to decline in the late 2010s, including struggles with Graves' disease and lymphedema, Wendy's appearance became a cruel target for speculation. Critics pointed not only to her thinning frame, but also to her surgical history, blurring the line between illness and cosmetic choice. By 2021, her absence from The Wendy Williams Show due to health battles shifted the narrative. Instead of the bold host who teased others about their looks, she became the subject of relentless gossip. Her once celebrated glamour now served as a reminder of how fragile beauty and health can be, especially when complicated by years of surgical intervention. Yet Wendy's story is also about resilience. Even at her most vulnerable, she reminded audiences of her journey with humor and raw honesty. She never pretended to be flawless. Instead, she made imperfection her brand. For some, this made her relatable. For others, it made her tragic. But either way, she remained unforgettable. Wendy Williams' cosmetic journey is not just a tale of surgical ups and downs. It is a mirror of the entertainment industry itself, glamorous on the outside but often filled with pain underneath. Her life reminds us that while surgery can change appearances, it cannot silence insecurities, and sometimes the most powerful beauty lies in embracing the truth. Jada Pinkett Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith has long been admired for her elegance, strength, and talent. From her breakout role in Set It Off to her memorable performances in the Matrix franchise, she became a Hollywood force in her own right, not just as Will Smith's partner, but as a bold actress and cultural figure. Her radiant looks and sharp charisma made her a style icon of the 1990s and 2000s. Yet, as with so many women in the spotlight, her appearance eventually became the subject of intense public scrutiny, and speculation about cosmetic surgery threatened to overshadow her artistry. In her early career, Jada was celebrated for her natural beauty, striking cheekbones, almond-shaped eyes, and a youthful glow that seemed effortless. But as years passed, fans began to notice changes. Her cheeks appeared fuller, her jawline sharper, and her skin unusually tight. Rumors spread about Botox fillers or even cheek implants. Jada never gave a detailed list of procedures, but admitted she had experimented with injectables, particularly during a period when she felt vulnerable about aging. The speculation reached a peak around 2012, when red carpet photos sparked debates about whether her face had become frozen from overuse of fillers. Critics argued she looked unrecognizable, while supporters defended her right to make choices about her body. The conversation highlighted the brutal double standards women face in Hollywood, criticized for aging naturally and mocked for trying to fight it. Beyond surgery rumors, Jada has also been open about other deeply personal struggles. In 2018, she revealed she had been battling alopecia areata, an autoimmune condition that causes hair loss. For a woman long admired for her sleek hairstyles, this diagnosis added another layer of pressure. Her shaved head, which she embraced publicly, was both a fashion statement and a necessary step in reclaiming confidence. Yet once again, the public focused more on her appearance than her courage. The infamous Oscars 2022 incident where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after a joke about Jada's bald head thrust her into the global spotlight for reasons far beyond her work. Suddenly, her alopecia and past cosmetic changes became central to conversations about her identity, resilience, and vulnerability. Despite the criticism, Jada has never shied away from honesty. On her talk show, Red Table Talk, she has spoken candidly about insecurities, pressures, and the choices she has made along the way. Her willingness to discuss these issues has turned her into a voice for authenticity, even if the path there was shaped by surgical speculation and painful experiences. Jada Pinkett Smith's story is not simply about botched beauty. It is about navigating fame as a Black woman in an unforgiving industry, balancing empowerment with vulnerability. Her transformation, whether surgical or natural, forces us to confront how society treats aging, beauty, and authenticity, and whether perfection is ever worth the price. When it comes to celebrity plastic surgery, the line between empowerment and destruction has never been thinner. From Michael Jackson to Jada Pinkett Smith, each story reminds us that beauty can be both a gift and a curse. Some stars claim control, others lose themselves in the process, but all reveal the heavy burden of living under the spotlight. So the real question is, are these surgeries acts of self-expression or silent cries for help? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence for more untold truths.